Right, I'm Wendy Gorham and I work for Connections 360 and I'm part of the Education Business Partnership team, and my team are involved very much with work experience and doing visits to go and check that the placement's safe. And we're going to ask you a few questions, Charlotte, about your work experience. And Charlotte is from a local secondary school. So thank you very much for being here today, and we'll start with the questions. So how did you go about choosing your work experience placement?
I used the Varian database where they had masses of on all kinds of different areas, and I selected under the creative arts placement from there.
All right, so there was lots of list of employers that you could choose. All right, excellent. And did you then, once you'd chosen your placement, did you then have a pre-placement interview, or did you phone up the employer? How did that happen?
I phoned the employer and spoke to about time and date when I'd be going there and that kind of thing.
Right, and that went all right?
Yeah, it went really well.
Excellent. And how did you feel when you went for your first day on work experience?
I was a bit nervous because I didn't really know what to expect. Although I'd spoken to them, it was all kind of new and I'd never had a job before, so it was all very new, so a bit nervous.
And how did it go as the day went on?
As it went on, all the people that worked there were really friendly, and they're just very nice people.
Excellent, that's good. What did you enjoy the most about work experience?
I enjoyed trying all different kinds of things and things I'd never done before, and yeah, that was the most enjoyable, doing something new every day.
Right. Can you think of something that you did that you'd never done before when you were on work experience?
I enjoyed it sounds funny, but I enjoyed working at the reception, just talking to people, answering the phones and stuff.
Oh, right. That sounds fun, I'd like that. Right, what did you learn about working with other people when you were on work experience?
And then you have to be confident, you can't just hang back, you really have to get stuck in and just go for it, you can't hold back.
Right. Did you work with people at different levels in the place?
I worked with all people that were just that did maintenance jobs,
right.
And then people to the people right at the top who were kind of making all the big decisions about the artwork and stuff.
Oh, so that made it interesting.
Yeah.
So what new skills for work did you learn while you were there?
I learned that you have to be punctual was the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to, whatever they throw at you, you kind of have to just go for it and just go every new task. You just have to go for it.
Right. And do you think the things that you learn on work experience, how do you think you can use those in your sort of school work and education?
I think you can. Well, when you're doing your work, it's kind of easier to see what is going for. While you're doing your schoolwork and all these tests, you can kind of look to see what it will be able to use in your job, kind of. And
so you can see the purpose for why you. Right.
Because sometimes it could just seem completely, whereas you can actually see what you might use it for.
Right. Oh, good. And how did you feel about all your work colleagues? You said you worked from maintenance up to executives. How did you feel about working with people of all those different levels?
It was sometimes a bit daunting, but once you meet to them and you talk to them, they're just normal people and they're just doing their job, so they're generally really nice.
Oh, good. So how would you sum up what was different between being on work experience and being at school?
Well, firstly, you didn't have to wear uniforms, so you could wear whatever you want. I was there for slightly longer than a school day.
Right.
And it was much bigger than where we were at school.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. No uniform. That's nice. And would you pursue a career in the area of work? You said you did creative and media. So do you think you want to pursue a career in that area of work or not?
Yeah, I think I'd like to pursue a career in that area, but not the actual work I undertook.
Right. Okay. And what would you do differently if you were going to do your work experience again? What would you do differently if you had the chance to undertake that work experience again?
Well, I'd still go to the work experience I chose, but if I could choose somewhere completely different, I think I'd choose to follow to shadow an artist for a week.
Oh, very interesting. So if you were going to speak to another student, so let's imagine a student perhaps in a lower year group to you, what would you tell them about work experience?
Firstly, make a good impression. So when you call them up, be polite and ask all the questions you need. Then when you go there, you need to be punctual. And while you're there, enjoy yourself. Just
enjoy yourself. Have a good time while you're there.
Yeah.
And if you thought, how would you feel if perhaps a school decided that a year group below you they weren't going to organise work experience? How would you feel for your fellow students if that happened?
I would feel very sorry for them because for me it kind of opened my eyes to what the world of work is. I hadn't really had any understanding of what it was like to be part of a big team.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was an enjoyable experience. So both of that, I think I feel very sorry for them.
Right. So you think they'd miss out a little bit if they didn't go?
Out.
And overall, how do you feel you have changed as a person since you went on your work experience placement to who you are now?
I think my horizons have broadened a little bit. It was saw everything kind of like in black and white work-wise. Right. I didn't really, just like you're told the general jobs that there are, but you don't really. There's so many other things out there, so broadened my horizons.
Did you have a timetable while you were there on your work experience placement?
Yeah, they gave me one at the beginning of my placement, and it had everything I was doing each day.
Right. And then did you have somebody who sort of looked after you for the whole week, or did you have different people for different days?
I had the woman who looked after all the work experience of volunteers there. She oversaw me the whole week, but in each day individually, I had a different person.
Oh, okay. Excellent. And was there, out of those tasks, was there any sort of thing that you didn't really enjoy about any of them?
When I was working in the gallery itself, and I was just sitting there kind of making sure no one was touching the exhibits, that I found a bit boring, but probably compared to the other tasks it was just a little bit dull.
Okay, fair enough. And is there anything you would have liked to have changed about your particular work experience placement?
I would have liked to stay longer. This is because it's such a short time. I went to all the different areas,
mm-hmm.
but I never, because it was such a short time, I never got that involved into it, so that I never became a part of the long-term decisions and a part of the exhibits and that kind of thing.
Right. So you were there for 5 days?
Yeah, 5
right.
days.
And I think I'm right in saying that since then you've done some volunteer work with them?
Yeah, I've done worked on different exhibits there and workshops and that kind of thing.
Right, so that's really helped and got you in there and carried it on. Excellent. Do you think you're more ready now to enter the world of work?
It's not going to be such a shock, because when I really do properly go for a job and things like that, it's not going to be such a big deal, because I've been there and I know what it's like a little bit.
Excellent. Well, I wish you all the best in your chosen line of work, whatever that will be, and we want to just say thank you very much for coming today and doing this interview. Thank you.